We've only ever been taught to listen to everything and everyone outside of ourselves, so much so that it's disconnected us from what we want. Hello, and welcome to my channel where we dive deep into all things healing, transformation, and rising into full authenticity. I'm Lexi, a health and embodiment coach, and I'm here to help guide you back home to yourself so you can reclaim your power and create a life anchored in purpose. If you're ready to break free from limitations and rise into your fullest expression, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Recently, it's come to light for me this heavy pressure that I've been feeling. And I feel like it's existed for quite some time, but it hasn't been until the last couple of weeks that I've really been sitting with it, trying to understand what it was telling me. And, it would show up when I would approach my business, when I would approach my everyday tasks, when I would approach even my embodiment practices and my healing. And it came with the message of hurry up, having these high expectations, trying to push me to get somewhere, fixating on the outcomes and really just forcing me into a specific mode. It just felt like it was taking my energy where I'm at and trying to bring it somewhere through like this force, through like this push. And for a while, I was convinced that that was the way to go, that I should listen to this energy, that I should follow its push, and I should keep moving with its force. And I've operated like this for my entire life. And recently I recognized that it just does not feel good. It just does not feel good. And I'm not saying that every part of healing, every part of your day to day should just feel good. But it really felt like it was creating a lot of inner turmoil. Like two parts of me were at conflict. One part of me trying to push me into a place of being and get me to certain places. It reminds me of this very goal oriented, sergeant like energy. And the other part of me is like, I just want to be, I just want to live. I just want to experience and to fly and be free. And so this was a very freedom, let me just be energy. And it wasn't until I really sat with it did I recognize what I was being forced to look at. This energy of force, push, get me to go somewhere has been so prominent in my life. It's often what's motivated me to be so ambitious and go after the next goal and the next goal and the next goal because nothing ever satisfies it. It's constantly this place of we need to get somewhere, we need to be somewhere other than right here. And so it's constantly pushing me out of this present moment, always trying to tell me that I need to be somewhere that I'm not, always constantly creating this gap, always constantly creating this lack energy in my life. Like I'm not good enough, where I'm at's not good enough. It would never let me rest. But little did I know I had a choice to let go, to recognize the pattern, and no longer be a part of it. But it wasn't until I fully sat with it and heard where it was coming from. This energy is just trying to keep me up with the Jones. It's trying to keep me where other people are. Other people are succeeding and they're going, and you need to hurry up and you need to fit in and you need to do this so that you can have that. And just constantly pushing me and forcing me. And it's crazy because I even applied this to my healing. I would recognize it in the morning, as I set my intentions for the day, really trying to force myself into this being because if I'm not at this state of being, then I'm not going to attract, then I'm not going to have what I want. And so I really felt that this gave me such a great opportunity to realign myself and use this as a beautiful example of what it's like to live and honor your truth. We grew up with a certain expectation of how to be. Sit, be quiet, don't talk too loud, don't be too quiet, be polite, don't be too talkative, contain yourself, go to school for 12 years, get a college degree. There's so many expectations and there's so many I shoulds. I should be doing this. Well, I should be doing that. That it clouds us from what we actually want.
And to go back to what I was talking about is all I wanted was to be and to be still and to know that that's okay. But this energy, this emotion was telling me that that's not okay. I can't stop. I'm going to fall behind. And so finding it in myself to be able to validate that part of me that just wanted to be still and saying that's okay, regardless of the conditioning that came from I need to be doing something, I need to be moving, I need to constantly be going in order to survive. That's what honoring your truth looks like. And so we've been conditioned out of listening to what feels right for us. We've only ever been taught to listen to everything and everyone outside of ourselves, so much so that it's disconnected us from what we want. And that's why so many of us are struggling and unhappy and unfulfilled and finding ourselves in jobs that don't resonate and relationships that don't feel right. And it's because we have disconnected from our own truth. And I love to use this example as what it looks like to follow your truth because I feel like that's such a broad concept and not many people can understand it fully. Because if you've never followed your truth, what does that look like? And so, using my life as an example, that situation as an example. Sorry for the interruption, but I really just wanted to hone in on this point because I find it so important. I had been living a certain way that was causing a lot of disruption and resistance. And so that is how I recognized it in the first place as a possible opportunity for realignment. And so if it was aligned with who I am and my truth, I would have felt at peace with it. I would have felt content. I wouldn't have had to take a step back and question it. It wouldn't have had any resistance. And so the way forward is to recognize what parts of this do not align with you, don't feel good with you, don't sit right with you. And then recognizing what would feel right for me, what does sit well with me. And then that's how you release what does not align with you and recognize what does. And then being able to really validate and honor that truth, despite what anyone else thinks and despite what anyone else is doing. And this is what aligning with your truth looks like. And so, where in your life do you feel that pressure? Do you feel that lack of alignment where it shows up maybe as resistance, unfulfillment, maybe because of an I should in your life? You know, our I shoulds block what we want and instead invite what other people want from us. But what do you want from yourself? What life do you want to walk? What habits, what mindsets, what relationships, what careers, what do you want to have, be, and see in your life? And so I just wanted to take this experience and use it as an example to show you what it means to choose and prioritize living in your truth. There is not one method that's going to work for you. There is not one teacher that's going to work for you. So all of this, I should be doing this. I need to listen to this person because this person is a master. While there's value there, don't get me wrong, there's absolutely value in what people say and what they do. Doesn't mean that it is completely and utterly aligned with yourself. We need to learn to tune into ourselves first before we decide that something is right for us and we're going to move in a certain direction. And here's the thing about deciding to live in your truth. Nobody can validate that for you except for you. Nobody knows what it's like to walk in your shoes. Nobody knows what it's like to be you and have all of the unique talents and gifts and values that you have. So you can't expect other people to join you, and you can't expect other people to validate your path. You have to continuously do that for yourself over and over again. And it's hard. Trust me, I understand it's so hard because my conditioning of having to push and always be moving and always be working has been really hard for me to break out of. And so when that shows up for me, I have to continuously validate myself and validate my truth that this is something I am not going to live by anymore. And so learning to live in your truth is going to be a lifelong journey. But what is showing up in your life right now that's asking for you to realign yourself? What feels heavy? What feels resistant? What feels off? And really recognize what you really want and validate the heck out of yourself because nobody else is going to. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy watching, please give me a thumbs up. That really does support the channel. And if you have any suggestions for topics you want me to speak about in the future, please leave that in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you next time. Bye for now. And that's a wrap for today's episode. I hope this conversation helped in some way. If you liked this episode, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're ready to dive deeper, don't forget I'm offering a free embodiment session. You can find the link to book your session as well as find more information for working one-on-one with me and all other helpful links in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye for now.